Hello, I'm Richard Davies. On tonight's program, the Algerian hostage crisis has put renewed focus on North Africa and the threat from Islamist militants that's growing there. It's still not clear how many people were killed before Algerian security forces ended the four-day siege on the weekend. But a picture is now emerging of the horror and brutality of the attack on the remote Saharan gas plant. You're watching The World.
Everyone was in danger. There were shots everywhere. They could have fallen anywhere.
Survivors recount their ordeal as the search for bodies continues. Also ahead, the gang rape case that shocked India to begin in New Delhi. Washington prepares for a giant street party at President Obama's public inauguration. National pastime or filthy habit? Papua New Guinea debates the value of the betel nut. And the Baltimore Ravens to meet the San Francisco 49ers for American sports' ultimate prize. But we begin with the Algerian hostage crisis. The number of people killed in the siege at a remote gas plant has now risen to 80. It's feared the figure could go even higher, with 20 hostages still unaccounted for. So far, nearly 50 hostages are known to have died, many of them foreigners who were working at the plant. The French presence in neighbouring Mali is being blamed by the attackers for the crisis. And now the Al-Qaeda-linked group is threatening to stage further strikes like the one in Algeria, which claimed the lives of militants and hostages alike. ABC correspondent Philip Williams reports.
Algerian troops are still...
To discuss the situation further, I'm joined now by Stephen Chan, Professor of International Relations at the School of Oriental and African Studies at the University of London. Professor Chan, thank you very much for speaking to us. The British Prime Minister has warned of decades of struggle against terrorism in North Africa. Do you think this has the potential to become a new Afghanistan?
No, it's not going to be like that. I think what you had in Afghanistan was a genuine unitary group, the Taliban. And I think you've got to recognise that what you've got in North Africa are fragmented groups. It would be wrong to call all of them Al-Qaeda as if they were all just one organisation.
And we're going to take you live to Washington, D.C. right now, where it's 5:15 in the morning, so just a few more hours until the public inauguration begins. And the event will feature music from Beyonce, parades, black tie balls, and of course, a heavy security presence. So that's seen live right now in Washington, D.C. It'll be a lot busier in a couple of hours. And of course, ABC News 24 will have live coverage of the public inauguration. That'll be from around 3:30 tomorrow morning, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Join us then for the BBC special coverage live from Washington. When Israelis go to the polls tomorrow, the world will be watching. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his Likud party, and its allies are expected to form the new government. But Mr Netanyahu has to fight off a challenge from the far right, posing a major threat to the dwindling hopes of a Middle East peace deal. Norman Hamont reports from Jerusalem. Well, it's time to check sport now with Amanda Shalala. And Amanda, the Fed Express is on court tonight.
And he started pretty well, Rich. Tennis world number 2. And in golf, Welshman Jamie Donaldson has won the Abu Dhabi Championship, Rich.
At least it'll be nicer weather in Abu Dhabi than the UK. Thanks, Amanda. And freezing temperatures and heavy snow have left thousands of airline passengers stranded across Europe. More than 200 flights were cancelled at London's Heathrow Airport yesterday. It's warned of further disruptions as airlines and airports struggle in the icy conditions. Well, let's get the latest world weather now with Graham Creed.
Just before we look at the world forecast, we will head to Australia.